Hey y'all, what's going on? This is Jacob Robinson. I'm out here at Lake Wedowee. I'm going to do a fishing report for this week. Today's Thursday, July 17th. I've been out here 3 days this week doing some fishing. It's the dog days of summer now. It has gotten really tough. The water temp is like anywhere from 87 to 90 degrees. I mean, it's super hot. You can see behind me, it looks like it's going to storm every evening. It pops up like it's going to have a thunderstorm. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it doesn't, but right now the water's pretty clean in the main lake area. I've been up the little river and it was pretty clean today until I got way far up there. So like I said, most of the lake is pretty clear water. So I got a couple baits just to try out if you're down here to do some fishing and hopefully get a couple bites. So the first thing I would do to start off in the morning for bass is some sort of a top water. This right here is just that whopper plopper, a white one, just to cover water. This bite has gotten a little worse over the last couple weeks. The month of June is fantastic for this and a buzzbait, but as summer goes on, this water just gets so hot and it gets tougher and tougher. Another bait to try, especially if you have live scope, is going to be this jig head minnow. Over the last week, there has been, you can see this right here has been 8 this morning. There's been a ton of bait fish showing up just in the middle of the river channel, on points, mouths of pockets, anywhere around deep water. There's been a lot of bait fish. I mean, before I started the video and I could see a big pod of bait just out here in this pocket that the wind has blown in. So there's bait fish everywhere. That little jig head minnow in some kind of shad color is fantastic. And obviously having live scope helps with that, but even if you don't have it, you can just kind of get out here and look around, see bait fish in the area and throw that thing around like a little swim bait. Another good bait is going to be that weightless fluke, once again in the white or shad color. And you'll have to ignore my dogs in the background trying to get their duck toy or whatever that is. But like I said, so the jig head minnow, the whopper plopper, and then the fluke is more for like the early morning and chasing fish around bait. But if you do have like a swim bait or something, that could be good too. And then once that dies off, about the time the sun gets up, then you can really slow down and use a drop shot. You can see I've got it actually wacky rigged, but just a little drop shot on a spinning rod. This is a purple and brown worm. Dixie, look. Quit. This is just that little brown and purple worm on that drop shot. Caught a couple of fish on this today. I mean, nothing crazy, but able to get some bites on the drop shot. You can fish this around the timber. You can fish it around boat docks, points, anything like that. That's a good bait. And then obviously this time of the year, it's hard to beat a big plum, old monster worm, dragging this thing around. You might not get a lot of bites, but I feel like your bigger bite is gonna come off of that big worm. A lot of the night tournaments are going on right now. I mean, they have all summer, but just about everybody in those night tournaments has got this titled in some form or fashion. That's another thing I'm gonna say. If this is for kind of daytime stuff, if you're coming out here this weekend to try to catch some fish, this is stuff I would try. Obviously, if you're fishing at night, targeting the green lights, it's not a secret, everybody does it. That'd be the way to come out here and catch some fish in the evening or at night. And then for the crappie fishing side of things, the month of June was really good, had a lot of great trips, even earlier this month in July, but after the 4th, it had just gotten tough as far as like the weather and the water temp. I'm still catching some crappie, but the groups that I have found are kind of getting scattered and busted up. They don't stay put very long, but still that little crappie jig, just a white and chartreuse on 6-pound line. And then if you can keep your minnows alive, a little split shot rig with a gold hook, 6-pound line, that's a great way to drop a minnow down there and keep it in front of their face. Like I said, some of the groups I have found are, one, I've pressured them all summer, and 2, it's just getting hot and they I can catch a couple, then they scatter and I have to wait for them to set back up or move to a different spot. But like I said, this is the dog days of summer. There's still plenty of fish to be caught, don't get me wrong, but it is a little bit tougher. So downsizing to the little fluke or the jig head minnow or the drop shot's really good. Trying to go for that big bite, you can throw the top water or the big worm. And then for the crappie fishing, same as always, the jig and the minnow, you just got to look for them in anywhere from 15 to 25 feet deep. But like I said, that's my report for this week. Today's Thursday, July 17th. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I appreciate y'all watching the fishing report.